That just, they trust you immediately. Okay.
Want to read it one more time?
I'll write it down.
The kind of person.
We have.
Yep, that's the kind of person that
You talk to the unemployed, the older unemployed.
Yes.
They have the skills
Yes.
and they've got the interest.
So we don't have live a
passion,
live
the
a
need,
healthy,
right?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
And I think they feel they feel something.
Do you have questions?
He's targeting, narrowing down his target market. I thought he was looking for, when we started talking about messaging, I thought he was looking for people to buy the product. He's actually looking for people to work for him. Different
To sell it,
Have
yeah.
their own, I want to duplicate myself. They can have their own business.
Yeah.
We work together as a team.
Yeah.
That's.
Well, it's more financially beneficial for you to have him people working for you.
to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm
So-
going to get clients too.
So your value messaging though, how do you market to the guy you want to work for you? The guy that you met at the beach day, for example.
They remember.
I said you can have a residual income.
That's
Basic, right?
yeah, it's a basic need, and say it more basically. There are people who don't know what residual income
Okay,
means.
there's a situation here where you can actually create an income that just won't stop.
What is the result of them having that? Because I don't care about.
Change their life.
Yeah, nobody cares about the residual income.
Yeah, it changes their life. They can have the life they want.
And what's that like? What's
Oh,
that
I have to
lifestyle
ask
look like?
them.
Well, but could it be financial security?
Yeah, so having the financial security, being able to do the travel. See, the thing is, when you have those values, if you classify that their values are travel, that their values are financial security, that their values, those are things that they value, they are more likely to say yes or no right away.
Okay, those are all my values, so I can assume it's theirs, and if it's not, then they'll tell me what the value is.
I would say probably 3 of them will be the same as you, or very similar, I should say. Like, for instance, with mine, I have growth, wealth generation, so make more money. I've worded it differently because you don't want them to think that they're exactly people want to be like other people that are like them, and at the same time they want to be themselves.
Wealth generation, I like that.
Yeah, wealth generation. So make more money, have a great lifestyle that they deserve, and a community to support them. Contribution and growth, kind of those two fit together. And then the confidence comes from the growth. The integrity is just something that it's extremely valuable. It's something that I require in my business.
For other people's self-confidence, so I need to get that in my.
As long as it's part of something that they need.
Well.
Do you want people that need self-confidence, or do you want people that have self-confidence?
Well, I would like to have people have self-confidence and grow that self-confidence.
So I wouldn't.
Become a leader, that kind of thing.
So I wouldn't put that as their values. That might be something that you value is self-confidence.
Okay, so I'm going for their values.
So you wrote your 5 up at the front here. You wrote these 5 right here. Those should be the 5 that is in your values. Right?
Okay, but it's their values, right?
Right. So
The target market.
we help. So I help for you. I help individuals who are transitioning, who would like to transition into a new career by building a business with a lasting future through my high standards of whatever these 5 values are, so that they can have the lifestyle that they deserve, more money to spend on the things that they want, the family connections that they need.
Okay, that's clear. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Their values are like family, kids, so they can have much more. Did I say healthy before? Yeah, I already said healthy.
Okay, so
can have the clean lifestyle that we do. They have a clean lifestyle.
That's good.
Well, I guess if you want, so they can have. And users thing that you said, which was as proven by
successful and inspire others to
being
grow.
You have a question?
rated number one.
I'm confused.
You're not confused.
I'm untangling myself
Okay.
from the situation I was in.
You had already, haven't you now?
Yes, I have. I mean, yes, I had.
You know, have is still perfect.
It's since 2010, so.
Huh?
Have is still past tense.
Oh, yeah?
In this case, it's still past tense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got this, the first part, and then the second part I'm still stuck in it. Like, I was unstuck. I mean, I am unstuck now.
Few standards of, and that's your 5 values that you had on that front page there.
Okay. And then so they can have
The
certainty,
certainty.
confidence, and preparation. And then this part, no.
That's fine. That was fine.
No, because yeah, they made a good point. Not everybody wants to be a leader because a leader is significant.
That's true. So, if you want to really target, this is good. If you want a broader market, you take that out.
I want coaches, people that are already going into a field where they're gonna help others, but they just need like
So,
a little
instead of
push.
leader, maybe mentor or coach. To help or to become a true mentor. To be
It's less active. Sorry, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
So we help, because I said family twice.
to become a
Yes, I
coach
can say we help.
that helps others grow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And I'm gonna read Run with Mel at the last
Well, we help
one.
families district
I
in
got
healthy
it.
lifestyle in reserve.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think together. It takes a long time to just make it sound right.
You hear mine? I help successful people release fear and anxiety through my high standard of authenticity and love, which I think is mine,
Yeah.
but they're my values. So they achieve their goals with
But
speed,
it
ease,
doesn't matter if
and
we're right now. What was your
Where's
advice
their values?
Just to add
Theirs?
something about.
That's great. This is the so. This is actually the next step. Is the so they.
Oh, to have pride in
So that they
yourself.
can have.
have their values.
Yeah. What are their values? Right here. This would be where.
Okay.
Is that?
So peace of mind is one of them.
Yes.
That are congruent with their message.
I don't
So
know.
that's
I
something
find
to
that
make
hard to
husband feel
Yeah.
his value.
So it's probably. What are your number 4 and number 5 values? What are they? What are 2 other values?
Providing the best person.
So that they can contribute. So that they can contribute back and have more time freedom.
Yeah, actually, I shouldn't say
That would
they
be
put their
in.
purpose and vision.
Well, that's fine there.
So,
Yeah.
so if I find the right, this is perfect, I'll just work on it later. Add
So that they
something
can
to
have.
feel his values
So that they can contribute back and have more time freedom while they achieve their goals with speed, ease, and peace of mind. So you would just add in here.
So I don't know
I'm doing the video
if
marketing,
that's what
I'm
you
giving them this additional
make
tool.
it
So I
work.
don't think I
So
described
we
it to
help
you guys.
families.
So what I'm
More time freedom.
is designing video templates for small businesses so that they can deliver their message to
Yeah, because when you did the session with me,
And
it gave
so-
me like I felt more free to do what I had to do and focus on.
Yeah, but it's not just their message, right?
I wouldn't use that.
No, we help families.
I mean,
live
that
a
is
healthy
okay,
lifestyle
but
in
you
reserve.
Help them. They have to
As soon as you say something feels corny, then you're gonna be less likely to put it out there to somebody. So don't shoot yourself in the foot.
It's okay if you think that it feels that it's not corny now, don't you already?
There you go. I like that.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's right.
I mean, I'm okay for me because that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, then that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, if that's not aligned with them, they shouldn't be your they shouldn't be a customer.
True.
Yeah,
Plain and
Because I
simple.
won't make
You
it
might-
anywhere with them.
you
They'll
might
just
not be able to
cover it
help
up.
them.
Yeah.
That's very true.
And they'll recognize that and be able to identify with it.
Okay.
Yeah, that right there, the whole purpose of this
And so, yeah,
is to get to it.
So what it is like.
Cause it will weed out,
One of you
cause I don't want
folks
someone who's
in the
gonna
room.
be
Well, that
stoic
portion
and
of the
try to impress
video
me. I want
segment,
someone who's like
you get kind of
vulnerable
made into a
and
little
willing.
5
Okay.
to 10 minute, you know,
I have come full circle. This is awesome.
This is.
Yeah, and this this workshop today came at the perfect time after the different.
So if you had your room message.
Yeah, cause if I had done this before on mine, I would probably still be like spinning my wheels. Given where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on where you are.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I needed this to go into that. I truly,
Yeah, see, I was.
this needed to, I needed this one.
Generally
And it will
speaking,
help.
I have people do this before they go to Entremine.
And I actually it will help because then you can apply it. I was in there
Yeah.
getting it and loving it, but not having anything to apply to.
Right, and that's what I'm hoping, is that I walk out of it with all the clear pieces,
You
and then I
will.
can go tweak wherever they need to adjust.
You have
Yeah.
already, now, haven't
That
you?
makes
You would really lead with you.
Yes, that's right.
And then have a segment, and then surround it with another segment.
Alright,
So
Right.
that part, that's the specific value added, personal experience. Right, and then they get it as a DVD, and they get to upload it, and it's a marketing message for you the whole time.
it is.
Because every time they play it, your business is in there. So I'm trying to figure out how to take that other part and make it sound right and sound natural and not be like 2 sentences, right? So the first part's easy. We talked about how I kind of use your terminology in marketing. So it's a video marketing system that clearly, it was in 2 different places.
Where's your
How
page
about, how
9?
about personal story?
Where's your page 9?
I'm getting there. They're not numbered because I was here later. So, I help small businesses and entrepreneurs by providing a video marketing tool.
System, I think, is more powerful.
Yeah, system. Okay. And then I'm missing the tool, right. And then I'm missing the part in here. Okay. By, through our high standards of quality,
Yeah, I
integrity,
need
and
to update that
value.
in mine too. Sorry,
Through our-
continue.
Through our high standards of quality, integrity, and value, so that they have exceptional tools that are congruent with their purpose and vision and deliver high value to their customers. But and still this other piece, the insert piece. Trying to figure out how to word that.
Well, I wouldn't say it like that.
don't.
I would make it just sound like it could be both.
I guess you're right. because-
short answer, no.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's right. They really do. I need
You
to.
wanna-
'Cause
you
it
want
is
them to
still-
ask.
It's still a video marketing system.
Yeah, you
No
still
matter
want
what
them
you
to, they're gonna ask now, they wanna know, well, how do you do that?
And everything, and then I'm like starting to draw the little, you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a little diagram.
I thought that was
yeah.
really awesome, like, I thought that explained what you did
Make,
so well.
you could even make a video of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I will.
And it'll be like, and then it'll be, insert video here.
Most of the time
And then it'll be blank for like 30 seconds, and then it'll go on to your video, and it'll say, insert testimonial here.
Or what you do then
And
is you
then-
do like a 30% opacity of something else. You can't really see what it is, and there's no audio.
Not so much of the pride.
See, I do this stuff all the time. So it's like, oh yeah, I mean, I know how to create. And now I've taken the class that really lets me know. It's like, so one of the things that's important. I don't know how much you guys do this in your training, but when you're telling a story, right? So you start off, you know, and there's usually some ups and downs and a build up and then a drop, and then maybe some more, and then you come up to a climax and then you bring them down. Okay, so there's a way to do this both with the words, the story, with the visual, and the audio. So you come to bring all that in.
That's so cool. I think that's so awesome. I never know any of this, like, it makes sense, but.
I want to know how to trademark this, but I think it's going to be hard to actually trademark
like, I
it.
think the way he framed it was,
But also,
you know, so we help to like.
Well, my whole website is based on my passion, my highest self. So I have to create a separate one that's for this.
yeah, and the more, and I heard like a good way to set yourself up as an expert is to teach people something. So we really talk them.
Well, actually, this I have to because I don't want to be. I mean, by the end of the year, I want somebody else building. They're not that hard, right? I mean, we get them to come in here and they do the class with Hawk so that they know all these things. Because I need to know these. Then I sit down and I do the interviews. I go to their site. I film. I do all that. I have to hire people to do that.
as proven by being
Yep.
rated on.
I just sit back and drive the
My
system.
sense of leadership is like.
So all
Absolutely,
I'm
make money
working
while
on
you sleep, right?
is framing the values.
That's
of-
right.
That's why I said, how do I trademark it? Because then
Which I
it's
wrote
like
here.
nobody can go and go,
You mean
oh wow, that,
patent.
I don't know if you can patent this. I think you
It's
can
a
only-
design patent.
Okay,
They value
so
time.
yeah, I gotta see if I can because,
Look
you
into
know,
it,
heck,
you
I don't
know?
want anybody else. If I figure out how to do this, I don't want
They
anybody.
can
They
have
go do it, they can
more
pay me
time with
then.
their family, next thing
They can go
save
build their own
money.
business, they just pay me 50% of their profit. Or whatever it is, I don't know how it works.
All right.
We didn't finish yours.
Well, I
So you were-
haven't yet really wrote my
So they
message,
can have
but
the time to share
basically,
with their family and next thing
my target's values are so that they can be open-minded,
So they can,
to,
oh, so they can spend more time with
to be
worrying
open
about
to rediscover
being with people
themselves,
and not so much about
to tap into their potential, and this is how I am
There's so many
guiding them to
values
do
that
that.
you put, but it's like,
Growth for them important because I always take them to the next level, and introducing them to the cutting edge information, which is you obviously take the next step in your growth. Relationships for them is important because I work with bringing more harmony into the relationship
oh, you mean like don't mention my values?
There's another one, harmony.
Yeah, harmony.
Well-being is important for them because it's about taking care of yourself, nourishing yourself,
Yeah, you can send me a rule, yeah.
positive emotions,
so then you just add
leverage
on.
their
So
emotions.
the
So well-being is very important for them.
Well founded in like cleaning
And,
healthy home and delivering top quality and then
Supportive environment, because I create a supportive environment so that they can feel they can do all these things and liberate themselves from it. So part of it is I also looked at my values, and some of them was very great, but then
So we help families.
there has to be a balance of, for example, liberation is one of them that I didn't include. It's very important because you're taking on a whole different, you're taking on the world, right? You're liberating from being in the corporate world to entrepreneur, right? From being in a small place to a larger place. So you're liberating yourself, obviously. So liberation is one of them. And then relationships as well, because a lot of times they become stagnant, and so you need to people must liberate themselves and take on a whole different.
Okay, so now, while that's fresh in your mind, all those, try to walk through
What they do, we help, you help people, women, so that they can have a life, so that they can have a life they want. And this is where I have to really create a message.
Right, but that, it's just a process, right? We just do it over and over. Unfortunately, I've been going through so many
We help
things.
women who want to greatly
So it would be like, so you help people.
enhance or improve, and we have to work with the wording and master, working with the message, like,
And effective language.
but we help
Yeah.
women
Okay.
who want to greatly improve their
What do they
well-being.
can do for people?
Well-being's good, right?
Well-being,
By,
so that they can have the life that they want and the ease that they're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds good to me.
by.
And the values are they want
Yeah,
ease.
systems.
Yeah.
Systems, we like that word.
A life that they want.
By providing systems.
It's missing an emotional aspect for me. Like we take terms like essential. Right.
And spending more time with the family.
Okay, well, you just want.
No, is a system, Hawk, can you give me a system that doesn't have a physical product? Give me 1, 2, 3 on one of your systems.
It doesn't have
For
a.
example,
That's not a physical product.
if I am providing,
I know, give her,
You're in
name a
it.
system and give 3,
Huh?
You're in it.
3 points on it.
but for example, for a lot of people, it might
there's
sound
something like,
very like digital,
yeah,
you know, like
maybe
not,
like
you know, because for example.
That's why I use strategies. That's why I use the word strategy.
Strategy.
It's like,
That's a
It's
good
a-
word.
Better than tools.
Essential tools, no?
Tools are like, tools I can go on the.
Resources.
Huh?
Use resources, tools.
Resources, like resources, strategy.
It's all dependent on your target
You
market.
can go get resources online. Who was it that was doing that recently, talking about,
Yeah.
yeah, all that, it's like.
The system-
everything I think it was.
But you know what, because in my work, like like I use different
You could always use-
modalities and as well as nutritional counseling, so it's a tool.
Why not modalities? I mean,
Very few people know what that means. A lot of people don't. I had no idea what that
Her
meant.
target market is people that are already open-minded. I think that if her target market understands this. if they
As long
don't
as you're,
have-
yes, as long as you're,
Well, I'm trying, right now, I'm gonna reach out, like, it used to be very small, so I want to expand it.
Okay.
Like, not, right now, I'm working with very, like, people that I know, and they're referring people to me, but what I wanna do is I want to go out and do workshops and lectures, and expand it to.
I wanted to mentor people that want to write people.
So it has to be very, the message has to be very clear, and it has to be targeted and market.
so
And it's win-win-win-win-win.
tell me what you have.
Because I want to rephrase my message, because I have had messages where I use all kinds of women who wants to clear, heal, and complete with their stories of the past, increase energy, establish harmonious state of being, nourish their bodies from the inside out. So those are the things that, but I want to make it more congruent, like, you know, like really powerful, that it will have not only, like, using just like create, you know.
So what kind of results are you talking about here? What results?
Because there's, okay, this is, well, this is what's been, so far in my practice, women feel more self-empowered. This is different. Like in relationships, they're able to speak up, they're able to feel self-empowered. But this word is being used by many.
It's fine. It's being used by many because
it works.
Because it's something that works. And as long as it's something that you actually provide,
Empowerment is a very.
you want
Or maybe liberating.
to, you might, I wouldn't say self-empower, I would just put empowered.
Empowerment.
Just like we empower entrepreneurs. Like I
I was thinking, I think you're missing like one part of
empower.
Entrepreneurs or just, no, she said this is women.
Yeah, no, I
You
just
don't have to
talked.
be an
Because really what happens when you are able
So I think you're missing something
to
like
heal
how
your
you're gonna
body,
solve
this
it.
is also part of the
Like you say like, what the
you
result, you
strengthen
say the
your body,
result.
and then you're
But I
able
think you're
to
missing the,
fully
like the how.
able to express.
Yeah,
So
like,
it's
positive,
like all these aspects come
That's
together.
only anything
So
you're
But they get the relationships they want. They speak up for themselves.
that's right.
You
So you're
know,
saying
and there are
for
ways to
those
say
that-
this so that they feel like, wow, you know, I am a powerful woman. I'm gonna stomp out or do whatever.
That's
you
right.
want.
Well, this is actually the feedback that I do get, but I just don't know if I should put these words into my message, which I should.
If other people are asking for you to put it into your message, then you should put it in your message. It's not that you want it to speak to the people that are listening to your message. And that's the key. It's not what you want to hear, it's what the people that you're working with want to hear.
What about, there's another one, some of my clients have given me testimonials that I help them to go into the core issues, to clear the core.
I would definitely look at the terms that people are using in their testimonials.
Yeah.
They're telling you what you
I have some
did.
great testimonials.
They're telling you what you need to tell other people.
So what I'm working is with the core issues, like I go straight to the core to resolve the issue. But how would you put this in the message?
We help empower women to resolve issues that are struggling at their core.
The what?
That they're struggling with at their core. We empower women to resolve core issues. That's a really
Actually, I don't know about core issues,
No, I like that what you said.
issues that are at their core.
Yeah.
Issues or their being.
issues that are at their core. Like I said, you're
Yeah,
gonna.
core issues like, oh,
You-
well, you know.
At their core. Because I was thinking, how do I phrase this? Because I've been hearing these testimonials, but I just don't know how to like make it sound good. You did it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank your group.
Through
The early give them, that makes sense.
Okay.
Get through the early
So,
stages.
because you
Everything in the middle.
So they.
No,
And
and
I
we-
did
yeah,
that.
so it's at the end.
And we did
It's
and
one
we
thing,
did
or
for-
we just say,
So that-
bye,
and
we just
whatever
say
it is,
bye.
So they.
courses. You don't have to say specifically, I guess you just.
Alrighty, everybody. I know you're all having a lot of fun. You're getting breakthroughs. You're learning from each other. And you're ready to focus back up on me.
We got programs, we're ready to focus on that help people develop.
Well, I mean, I'll let you know what he said. That guide people.
Intuitive messages.
You guys are going to have another 15 minutes or so to work on this and after we go over the next section. So you'll be able to get even more clear on it. So if you want to go ahead and take your seats now. It's okay. Whichever way.
They'll situate themselves.
So you all remember those fun SMART goals that you created? Was it more fun? It was? Cool. I'm glad. It was different.
I also think it's better when they're my goals.
Yeah.
I
That's,
have been creating SMART goals for somebody else's company. somebody else's
that's,
business.
yeah.
That's
You-
like,
Goals should never be for somebody else. Let me clarify that and repeat that. Goals should never be for anybody else. Should never be for anybody else. Absolutely anybody. The only person you make a goal for is yourself. If you make a goal for somebody else, then they lose and you lose. So they're not going to get the value out of it. You're not going to get the value out of it. So thank you. That's a very powerful distinction. The only way a goal works is if it's coming from you and it can benefit others at the same time, which is what the SMART is about, at least the SMAART, or A squared, for you math people out there. So let's go to the next section, which is designing your SMART goals with your values and your target market values.
You need an index on this book, top, so we can know which page to go to.
That would require page numbers too.
Page 19.
Thank you. I will consider that for the next time. This does engage you more though. It keeps you on your toes, or at least in your seats.
Yeah.
So we have A squared and R squared. I know you're looking at me like, what?
Yeah, why is it ours?
Where did
Why is
math
it-
come into this? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't see the R squared yet, but I guess we'll find it, won't we?
Yeah, I just thought of it. So
Think of
Shoes. Honest shoes. You got on it, yeah.
right.
empty the list.
You're doing more than attempting. You've done very well so far. All right, so when you create your specific, measurable, attainable, and ambitious, and this is double reasons and rewards. So you should have your reason and reward, and you should have your clients, prospects, or whoever is the other stakeholders that are involved, their reasons and rewards. So I'm going to find this.
Way back when.
Yeah, I know, right?
In another lifetime.
Can you write it down what A stands and R stands for? Reason.
Reward. And then ambitious. Oh, that's fine. Ambitious. Oops. My handwriting is slowly getting better. And these are the reasons and rewards. So you have your respect, significance, safety and security, certainty, the variety, love and connection, contribution and growth. Every goal needs to have a minimum of 3. Yes, a minimum of 3 reasons and rewards. If it doesn't have at least 3, then you might accomplish it. If it has at least 3, you have a lot of reasons and rewards to accomplish it. These are the things that you need. And you guys did the diagram and you put numbers next to them. The number 1 goals that you focus on should be the ones that focus on increasing whichever number is lowest.
What's F?
What?
Feminine versus
Male,
masculine.
female.
Oh, this
Oh,
is
that's what I-
masculine, feminine. Sorry. I should have done
I
that.
was
first.
in orders, so.
Yeah. So if you're looking for to travel more, then one of your goals should have more on the traveling. If you're looking to build your community, your goals should have more to do with your community. And if you're doing that, you're probably going to have contribution. As a kind of a rule, this is designed in a very specific manner because when you have variety and connection, you generally have contribution. If you have variety and respect, you're generally growing and contributing back. Same if you have safety and connection, you're generally contributing, growing. And if you have safety and respect, you're generally growing.
So just about any pair would put us in growth and contribution.
Every one of them should, yeah. In some way or another, you should either be growing. And you will have some that have 4 or 5 or 6 of them in a single one. And then you should also, yes?
The personality quadrants actually map over the top of those.
Yes.
I'm looking at it going, because Dottie and I were just talking about the personality training, and I'm like, do you see the personalities in that?
Yes, that.
I see them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, they do, actually. I started out doing that. That's actually how well, this came from one of my mentors, and then I added, I figured out that these go here, and this was masculine and feminine based on some of the things that Mel teaches. And I found that if you go in front of 16 people, at least one person will buy, based on the personality quadrants. Because 1 in 16 people is exactly like you. Well, not exactly, but you know, they might have a different shoe size or something.
Maybe they don't wear hats.
Or they don't wear my hat.
Where did you get that figure, 1 in 16?
If you, there's Myers-Briggs? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Myers-Briggs?
Myers-Briggs?
Yeah, there's
Oh, and
16,
16 of
there's,
those, uh-huh.
yeah. So there's 1 in 4 are likely to buy, and 1 in 16 are guaranteed. You just have to target the right people. I mean, if you're targeting the wrong audience, then like, if they're in the complete opposite quadrant, then you'll get all no's. So that's why the targeting is extremely important, because it actually increases it to 50, closer to 50% will buy.
That helps a lot.
So you started out teaching Myers-Briggs?
That was how my original system was designed, was with Myers-Briggs, and I combined Myers-Briggs and the 4 quadrants of business, that Robert Kiyosaki's, and I used to do that. That was how I designed my original system. And then I learned all this stuff, and so I just keep adding layers to it that they all fit on top of each other.
Should do it as a transparency sometime or for a big PowerPoint.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, PowerPoint would be really good.
All right, add PowerPoint for section with Myers-Briggs and
All right.
note to self, yeah.
Yeah.